let's just start off with what made you create the British Army.
So basically, I used to be a staff member for another British Army that came out in 2015. That was up till about early 2019, February of 2019. Actually, the Vice Chief of Defense, Max, he was actually an officer. I was an instructor in ETS, and he was my officer, which is crazy. In that other British Army. So he got fired for doing something stupid, and I got really mad that he got fired. So I left as well. I started a United States Army, which a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people are like, Aaron's an American and he has a British Army. Why is that? So I tried the U.S. Army. I tried. It went terrible. So I was like, okay, I know more about the British Army. I have friends that have been in the British Army, so I should just try it out. So I tried it for about a week. I put 10,000 Robux in ads, nothing really. I built the map by myself. I was a terrible developer. I am a terrible developer. So I just gave it a test run, 10,000 Robux on a weekend, on a Saturday at 4 p.m. I hosted it. I did my first ad launch. It's the reason I know 4 p.m. is because I discussed with a lot of my friends what's the best time to do advertisements and whatnot. And Saturday at 4 p.m. was the best time possible. So I did it. The impression rate was good. I launched those ads. I host trainings all that day because it's just me and a few other people that are running this British Army. It's totally fresh. So at about 10, I go to bed. I'm like, well, it was a decent day. We only have 2,000 Robux pending. Looks like we lost a lot of money on this one. So I wake up and first thing I do is go to the Roblox. I see my revenue page. I see that I have 22K pending. So far we have 12,000 in profit. So I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting this. Then I look at the game. The player count is 65, 68, something around that. I'm freaking out. I'm like, wow, I didn't expect this. So the first thing I do is that day I hire 3 or 4 more lieutenant generals because I obviously can't do it all. I wait to launch ads. A lot of group owners are like, okay, I should just launch more ads. I made 22K. Let me launch more ads. I was like, no. I'm not gonna rush this. So for a week, I just grinded. I made the structure of the group better. So another Saturday came up. I launched more ads. The impression rate was good and everything. And that time, I wake up Sunday morning. We have 50K pending. I'm like, whoa! I spend 22K on ads and now I have 50K pending. So we have more money. So then I'm like, all right, so we're making a lot of money. There's no reason for me to sell Kernel anymore because we were selling Kernel, which is crazy to think about. So I put Kernel off sale. We only sold middle ranks. Middle ranks top. Obviously, we sold Sergeant, but it went really well. Again, waited till Saturday, launched more ads. Amazing ad launch. We made just as much as the week before. A little less because we stopped selling HR ranks, which was totally a good call. Selling HR ranks was stupid. I'll never ever do that again. Max has been with me ever since. I actually had him join up about 2 or 3 weeks after we launched. I contacted him, and then a lot of my old BA friends kept joining, and then now we have this amazing community.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. What would you say is the most challenging part of starting your own army?
Oh, definitely motivation. There's been times in probably the last 2 years, the last 2 years, there's been times where I'm just so demotivated. I can't do it anymore. There's been
Yeah,
months and months. What I've learned is delegation. If I don't like a task, I need to hire someone to do that task. Like I was to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I want to sell BA. So I listed it on Hidden Developers, which is a developer Discord. I listed BA for 750 US dollars. I got a reply. This was in December of 2019. I got a reply. I was like, all right, let's do this. And I was like, I don't know if I should do this, but I'm burned out. I'm done with this. The guy was like, no, not happening. I was gonna do it. He bailed on the last second, which I'm so happy he bailed on the last second. I can't imagine if he wouldn't have, and this group would have been gone. That was definitely an eye opener that I need to remember that there's times where I'm totally demotivated, but I need to stay strong in those times and not do something totally irrational, like try to sell the group. I can't believe I was about to sell BA for $750. That's nothing. So demotivation is, for every group owner, the worst thing possible for a group. There's so many groups that have died just because the leader doesn't delegate. He's demotivated. He's burned out. He just wants to leave the group. No matter how successful it's doing, he's just done. So that's how I've lasted 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I know a lot of group owners who have tried to make their own British Army and just completely failed.
Right. Yeah.
How do you think the overall activity of the British Army is doing right now?
All right. So coronavirus was our peak. That was the best time of BA, which I wouldn't say is irrational to say or wrong to say. COVID was great for us. It was not a positive thing, but for us it was amazing, and a lot of other group owners. That was probably our peak so far. Probably August of 2020 was our peak. And I knew, okay, it's gonna slow down. I thought it was gonna slow down a lot more. Like, I'm surprised that it's still active even right now. I thought maybe we'd have 40 players, 50 players right now. Because I knew after COVID, a lot of people would be quitting Discord, be quitting Roblox. They'd be like, "I'm done with video games. This is getting old." But I think we've done great so far. Like, I think um, there's a lot of groups that are doing a lot worse. There's ups and downs, which there's obviously downs, and that's not really what demotivates me when there's downs and ups. Because I don't really care if there's 20 people in my game. I just want to get an update out. I really don't care. If there was 10 people in the game right now, I would be still grinding on updates as much as I could. Because as you know, BA sucks at development. Really, we're trying to get right back up there. But right now it's terrible. The reason it's terrible is because so many developers out there are lazy. Lazy developers grow on trees, and it's really hard to pick the good ones and the bad ones. I'm sure you know, Toby. Like, there's people out there that are just not what they seem, and you end up realizing, shoot, this is not the person I thought. And that's just how it is with developers too. They slow down, they get demotivated more than anyone out there. They get so demotivated, so especially scripters. Right now, I think BA isn't in a down. I would say we're mid. I would say we were better than last week. That's how I like looking at it. I want to be better than the week before, and I want to keep going up slowly. Do you know what I mean, Toby?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you think the new release of the version 1.5 map has helped with the activity at all?
Oh, that's if we did not launch V1.5, BA would have had 22 players, 25. It would have had 25 players right now. That's my prediction. It would have been downhill from there. In a month, we would have had 10 players. In 3 months, we would have had no players, and BA would have been dead because people needed something new. And after COVID and everything, we were going straight towards a down, where our activity was going to be down and everyone was demotivated. So I was like, I need to get this out. So in December of 2020, right near the end of December, I was like, okay, I need to do something. Max used to be the project lead for development, but I took the lead. Max didn't know. Nobody knew. I didn't tell people for 3 or 4 months that I was working on V1.5 with Cheyenne. I started telling people in March, late March. I was like, okay, so this is what's happening. People seem to really like it, and I couldn't have hit it at a perfect time because it took us roughly 7 months for development of V1.5. So we got it out at a perfect time because BA would have been done. BA would have been toast if we didn't get this out. So I wouldn't say it necessarily like was an insane update where we got 500 players, because obviously we don't have 500 players in the game. But I would say this is stable, and now we're growing because of this. In conclusion of your question, Toby, I would say yes, it's helped activity compared to what it would be.
Awesome to hear. Do you think the version 1.5 game is better, worse, or equal to how you envisioned it back in 2020?
Oh, there's not even it's night and day, Toby. I couldn't stand our old map. It was awful. Um, Now I I had my expectations low for V1.5. I thought I didn't think people would think it's as good as an update as I thought it was because I made the game, so I basically made everything what I liked in it. So this is like my dream map, but obviously it's not like that for everyone because I mean, everyone has different perspectives on things. I personally have to say it's much better night and day, but I don't know if everybody thinks that. So it's really about perspective.
Yeah, I certainly love the new map.
That's awesome to hear.
The army has been really interested about the release of community managers. Can you tell us more about what we should be expecting to see and how this will better the army?
Okay, do you happen to remember Entertainment Core?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember the chief for that. It was Reaper Parting, which I actually banned for NSFW reasons, which was just like that was crazy, but that's another story. So I feel like our primary issue with Entertainment Core was the chief and the high come in that. So I'm personally seeing the I'm leading the community managers. That's basically like Entertainment Core. And I don't know if you saw, there's a new tab called Army Schedule in BA and BA Discord. Basically, we're doing the entire month schedule of events. So, like on Friday at 1900 EST, we're doing Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie night. That will be our first community management event, and then after that, we're doing like Scribblio game night, British Army live talent show, and there's so much more. So it's basically like Entertainment Core revamped, and I'm actually leading it, so I know it will do well. And then I'll eventually appoint chief for that.
That's awesome because I know a lot of people have been missing game nights and stuff like that.
Right? Yeah, I have too. But it's been a crazy year for everybody.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time for everything.
How do you think the new generals are conducting their duties? Are they doing them well? Is there anything they can
All right.
improve on?
So I actually talked to I don't know how long you've been in BA.
I've been in BA for around like 1 year and a half.
All right. So do you remember General Eighth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I was in VC with Eighth. We were actually playing Fortnite, which I hate Fortnite, so he got me to play. But a couple nights ago, and I was talking about the new general. Basically, we both agreed that it's so nice having fresh generals because they're so motivated, and it's just such an inspiration to literally everybody around them, of how motivated they are and how excited they are per general. Because after about 7 or 8 months, I would say they tone it down. Chase has been great. Chase has been general for ages. Well, she's obviously general of the army, but yeah, you know what I mean. And she's stayed motivated really well. But the new generals, there's just like this fire in them. It's incredible. So I think they've been doing great compared to what I thought they would do. I really had my expectations low for a particular one, which is Reaper Koopa. I thought he'd get fired in about a month. I actually lost 10,000 Robux on a bet that he'd get fired in a month. So I'm happy I lost the bet.
Oh, wow. How well do you believe the second in command, Max, is doing to help run the army?
Okay, so the Vice Chief Defense has been with me for like 2 years, and it's great. He's been my basically other side because I used to not see things very clearly, and he used to see things from a very logical perspective, which is really good to have someone around like that. He is doing what he thinks he needs to do, resting up. He actually just got surgery. I don't know if BA knew that, which is really tough for him. So he's really recovering and pretty well in LOA right now. But overall, Max is someone that brings a lot of value to the HICOM, and he's really important. So, Toby, people are just different. They have their ups and downs.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's always good to have that one person that's always there for you and just giving input to the army.
I want to bring up a story that's really interesting. I think people like this. We had a general. This was 2 years back. This was about 3 months after we started BA. We had a general. His name was Bronze Wolf 5. He was. I worked with him in an old group I was in, a 2015 group. So he joined, and I was like, "Yo, Bronze Wolf, that's awesome you joined. And he started ranking up, and it was really cool. And then eventually he got Lieutenant General, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. I love Bronze Wolf. I'm so glad he's Lieutenant General. So a few months went by. He was doing great. So I promoted him to General. I made him a Reaper as well. So then he became Reaper Prophet. And after 5 months, roughly, probably under 5 months, I found out he was a spy, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Lego armies have spies, which is so he worked for the opposing British Army group, and he didn't deny the fact he did. So that was definitely a betrayal, and I knew other people were like that out there, which is crazy in a Lego army. It's a Lego army, and you can't trust people. Um, he was attempting to take down the group, so I got rid of him, banned him, made a document on him, explained the situation. So really, that was a learning opportunity where I was like, wow, people are terrible. Especially when they're on the other side of the world. You can't trust them because they think they can do anything. They think they have no consequences for their actions, which unfortunately they don't when they're on this platform, because Discord is terrible at monitoring people. Yeah, I trust people, but not really. Mainly, I trust myself, which is always good, because you should always trust yourself, Toby. Just remember that. If you ever plan on
Yeah,
starting a group, or people that are starting groups, or life, don't trust people. Trust yourself. People will screw you over because people are selfish and they get jealous.
yeah, I know what you mean. Um, what is the tension between you and the other British Army like?
All right, so the other British Army is interesting. The last beef we had with them, I don't want to bring up all the beef situations because I really want to resolve that and I want to leave the past the past. But now that we're talking about it, the last beef we had is when I posted that. I don't know if you've seen it, but I posted a mini movie. I think it's under 4 minutes that I produced, and it was the owner of that British Army against me, and it was a really cool animation that I enjoyed making. But it was definitely controversial, and a lot of people didn't like it because I definitely had some fun with it. A lot of people say it was toxic that I published it, but I made that probably 2 months in advance of when I posted it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this unlisted on my channel. If the owner of the other British Army does something, or is just is just being stupid about something, I'm gonna post it. So I made that deal with myself. I was hoping I never have to post it. Um, and then we got into an Instagram argument or something. And I was really pissed off. I remember it was a Sunday, and I was just really angry. So I posted it on impulse, which I don't know if I should have done that or not. So that's the last beef I had when I posted a mini movie on my YouTube channel. And then he recently, actually last week, DM'd me on Discord. He said something about some LAPD group he's making, or I don't know what he wants with that, but he seems to have resolved his issues with me, because mainly he had issues with me. So I think the relationship is getting better with the other British Army. I wouldn't say it's great. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I would say it's definitely I would say it's definitely improving, which is always great.
That's awesome. It's always good to have, like rivals that are just
Right. Yeah.
aren't toxic.
Yeah.
Do you have any secretly favorite regiments?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Would you like to share them?
No, I wouldn't, Toby. I would not.
Oh, okay. Fine. Most of the army are wanting to know when will one ATD open again.
Well, in ATD, I'm with everyone else on this. This is insane. Sarah, I'm gonna say this. If Sarah's watching this right now, which is the chief of 1ATD, Sarah, you should be fired. You should. There's no reason for you to be 1ATD chief, because Max is taking forever with the tanks. I don't know what's going on with Track X. I think we should switch to the Polar Star tanks, or the Blizzard tanks. I don't think there's any reason for HRs in 1ATD right now, because it's not even opening. That's one thing that I can't change, because I have no idea how to update the tanks or something. Um, that's all, Max. if Max is watching, which he's probably not, but if he is, Max, get on that and fire Sarah until you get it back up. Fire her because this is insane. We're all waiting on YACD.
Yeah. Also, there's another thing. That Army Air Corps have been waiting for their helis. Will they ever be receiving them?
Yeah, Army Air Corps. I feel I feel bad for their situation, especially Kuko, because Kuko has been such an amazing chief. Um, which is a surprise because I also had bets on him getting fired, and that totally went down the drain. But AAC, yeah, they should definitely have helis right now. I totally agree. I know another group owner that's switching. He's actually making his own helis because Polar Star is somewhat unreliable with exploits. I don't know why we get targeted in exploits, but a lot of people like exploiting our helis and making them crash and whatnot and ruining gameplay. That's our only issue right now, the exploiting.
Do you have any plans on how you're going to prevent exploiting in the future?
Right. So we switched to Roy's. I think it's called Northside Security, which is an anti-exploiting group that he made. It seems like the beta testing of it is okay, but when it comes down to it, it sucks like every other AE out there. Anti-exploit's really difficult to monitor. We're bringing back Reaper Pure as chief, which is amazing because Reaper Pure's awesome. For 2 weeks, we're bringing him back. He's mentoring Monib FTB to become the new chief. So he is shaping up game moderation. I had a scripter friend. His name is Aiden. He worked for USAF. He was a scripter. I was like, "Hey, can you work on a? I'll give you like 100,000 Robux to work on an anti-exploit." He was like, "No way. There's like, I don't care that it's that much. There's no way I can do it because I work on it this week. It might work for a month, and then it will just break again. And it will be constant maintenance." Um, he gave me the suggestion. He was like, "You need to just open a regiment and make it dedicated to anti-exploit because manual anti-exploit is the only way to go." So I was like, "Come on, Aiden, we can figure this out." So I kept searching for other developers that could do it. He was in the end he was right. There's no way we can figure out the anti-exploit. Like there's minor anti-exploit issues we can fix, but a lot of them we can't because a lot of them are bypassable. That's why it's an exploit. Um, so we're opening game moderation and patrol that will ban a lot of exploiters, which should help gameplay a lot. But in the end, there's always going to be exploiters, Toby, and that's just a part of owning a Roblox game.
There's just in every single game, there's always going to be
In
exploiters.
GTA, oh, that game is full of exploiters. It gets so old.
Yeah. How do you feel when CB visited your game? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you'd think I would be all happy and this is great. CB visited our game. He has like what 1 million subs. He just hit 1 million. That like that would be great if um if his audience wasn't full of 8-year-olds. That would be great. But in the end, his
Yeah.
audience helped activity. It didn't help revenue or a long game audience. Because 8-year-olds don't have money. They can't join Discord. They're useless. 8-year-olds should not be playing BA whatsoever. So yeah, in conclusion to your question, Toby, um, I was definitely like, wow, that was nice for activity that CB made a video. Would I really want him to make another video? I guess it wouldn't hurt, but no, I don't think we need it. I think it was a useless video that didn't help us. Entertaining video, but it was for 8-year-olds.
What do you see for the future of this army?
Um, in 2025, I want to hit roughly 1.5 million members, which the other BA hit. I think they're at 800 900,000 members, and they've been in existence for 6 years. We've been in existence for about two, roughly 2.5. So I think it would be great to hit 1.5 million members in 4 years. That shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. That's low expectations. We have a lot of plans development wise, which I don't like sharing development secrets and whatnot. I like just launching the update and nobody really knows. Nobody has their expectations high. Because we've tried it before. you've been in the group for a year and a half, so I don't know if you know a lot of what's happened in BA Pass. But we have a bad experience with development, so I like keeping it a secret. But we have some good things coming, and I'm excited for the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people are excited to see the future of the BA and the development side of things, and just to like keep on playing. But yeah,
Right.
other than that, this concludes our interview. Thank you for coming, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.